So now let's do our glossy accents. Now just a tip, I keep a straight pin that I stick in the top so I don't get clogs as often. The only trick is you have to leave it standing up. If you lay it down, then the pin, if it's not a really high quality one, will rust. So I like to do this on top of glitter. It seals the glitter in so it doesn't get all over your fingers when you touch the card. And it also makes it a little bit more dimensional. And I wanted to do that on the eyes especially, so they kind of look like the googly eyes you can buy, the little plastic ones. So I'm going to start on this little horn. I like to outline the outer edges and then just fill in the center. And this has layers, but I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to outline the outer edges. Now if you get a glob like I just did, just take your fingernail and lift it off. And just fill it in again. Now this will take a couple of hours to dry properly, so we'll just set it aside. Now the eyes, same thing, outline. I ended up doing 2 layers of this for the eyes on the original one I did. It just seemed to need that little bit extra dimension. And so there we go. And fill in the center. And that's it. It's as easy as that. And you'll let them dry. And when they're done, that's what they look like. And it's kind of this hard, almost like a plastic. And this one, I actually went over the edge, but I thought it looked like drool a little bit, and so I left it. I thought it was cute. So there's that part. Now the next part of this card I'll tell you about is the font. Now the font I got from a wild card cartridge. It has a font on it, and I used my Gypsy to go ahead and weld that together. And I actually did it in pieces, and then I did a layer for some of them. So we'll push those off to the side for a minute. Because what I wanted to show you is this paper right here. This is just I think it was a basil, or anyway, it's a heavyweight textured cardstock, and you can see it's shiny, and it's also really flexible. And the way I did this is I stuck it through my Cuttlebug holder. Okay, then I embossed it with just a clear embossing. I'm just going to show you how I did that. Okay, any embossing watermark ink pad will work. I like the Versamark. I really like the Ranger Distress embossing ink. It's a little bit juicier, but this is what I happen to have. So just get it good and juicy. Okay, so it's already starting to shine a little bit. I'm just going to dump my clear embossing powder. You could have fun with lots of different colors. I wanted to do clear because I wanted the color to match. And I'm going to make sure it all gets covered as I dump it. Okay, let's set that aside and clean it up in a minute. Okay, so here we have this. Okay, so now it's ready to use with my embossing heat tool. Okay, and just wait till it gets glossy. Now it's starting to turn right there and get shiny. Okay, so now it's all glossy. And be careful, it's a little bit hot when you first pick it up. And then I just went ahead and rounded the corners. I like to turn it upside down and make sure it's right where it's supposed to be. Okay, I think I picked up this little corner rounder at Walmart for not very much. Nice to have in your stash. Okay, so here it is. It's all glossy and flexible. I think that would look really cool on black. So I'm going to have to try some of that, maybe for Halloween. Anyway, so that's how I made that. So this is a 11 by 8.5 inch paper that I cut at 5.5. So 11 by 5.5, and then I folded it in half. I just went ahead and rounded the corners, and then I cut this piece at 5.5 by 5.5. Once again, rounded the corners, and we'll just put this together. I like to unfold it so I can line it right up with that upper edge. Okay, so there I have my base. And then this one I cut just slightly smaller, so it's matted against the green. Alright, so there's that. And we'll go ahead. And I thought about doing dimensionals on this, but where it's already kind of thick because of the dimensional glaze, the Glossy Accents, I decided to just glue it down. Because like most of my cards, I'll end up mailing this to somebody, and you know, sometimes it's nice to not have to pay that extra postage. I might have to anyway. Okay, now this one I'm not going to press down because I need to look at the words first. Okay, when I was designing the words on my gypsy, I wanted to have as few individual pieces and dotted I's and such to lose, you know. I just wanted to have them as attached as I could. So I designed it so that it would be just a couple pieces. So there's that. Okay, so I'm going to want this just a little bit lower. Alright, and then we'll just use the Zig 2A to put the words on. Now, like I said, this is the Wild Card cartridge font, and I just picked the little asterisk or the star and put it on wherever there was an I or a dot. I don't know if this is going to stick. That's just the zig. So we'll have to into this because it's trying to stick to glossy stuff. Okay. That's probably going to stick better. Okay, so just popping in to say hi. And just dot the glue around. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I did the letters after I cut them out, and after I put them all together, I did the same thing as I did with the purple. I just used the embossing, the watermark, versemark, and put them all in one at a time. And with small pieces, like say this was just a little piece, I like to put it on there and then just press down with the lid. That way you get even coverage on it. And then the lid just falls. Okay, so here's our card. Just popping in to say hi with the new Mini Monsters cartridge. Thanks for watching.